Hey there, welcome back to Mountain Loves Death Metal. It is Friday, March 29th, 2024, and it is another massive release Friday. Wanted to talk about a couple of albums that I'm going to be checking out or have already listened to today. But as always, I'm not going to get to everything. There was a ton of stuff that came out again today. Just another massive release day. So as always, in the comments below, let me know what I should check out, what I missed that I didn't talk about in this video, and what you're listening to. I love finding new music, and Fridays are generally my favorite day of the week for that reason. So the first release today that I'm excited about is the band Septage. Their first official full-length album, Septic Worship, is now out on Mesaku Unaucho, and then I also think Dark Descent did the CD, so they often do split releases. This is, like I said, their debut full-length, but in the past they've released two other EPs that I was a big fan of. Septic Decadence was in 2020, and then another one that I'm just going to put the title up here because I can't pronounce it, was in 2021. So they also released a split with Hyperdontia in 2022. So awesome band. I've been a huge fan of them ever since I bought their first EP, which is crazy to think that it was back in 2020, but definitely was in the height of COVID. So I remember those days. But this is definitely, I would say, more of a gore grind band now. This album is very gore grind, like super gore grind. Like you are definitely in a septic tank with this album. I've had the promo for a couple of months now. I've listened to it several times, and I enjoy it. It definitely is not something that I find myself listening to every day, but it's definitely good. I'm excited they finally have a full length out. So there is some elements of death metal as well, but the gore grind is very, very prevalent on this album. So Septage, make sure you check them out. And like I said, they're from Denmark. The next release today, as you can see in the background right there, is Coffins. Man, this album is so good. Sinister Oath, out on Relapse Records. This is their sixth full length, I think. I probably got that wrong. My notes say 6, but I feel like I wrote that wrong. Anyway, Death Doom band, like I said, Relapse Records. I was a huge fan of their first two albums, Mortuary and Darkness, and The Other Side of Blasphemy. Those came out back in 2005 and 2006. Ever since then, I kind of lost track of the band. They've released a ton of splits, The discography on this band is fairly large, and a lot of EPs, and every once in a while a live album's been thrown out there, but the EPs and splits are just ridiculous that this band has done. And then finally I kind of came back around on their last release, Beyond the Circular Demise, which is in 2019. That was also out on Relapse Records. And overall, I just need to go back and really fully digest this band's discography, but I was a huge fan of the first two albums, and this album is very good. So if you're a Death Doom fan, the band is out of Japan. If you don't know Coffins, definitely dive into them. Very good band. They're just Death Doom masters in this whole realm of metal. So awesome stuff. And like I said, I'll be doing a review on this. I'm hoping to upload that video today, so it'll be a double upload day, just to get it out of the way. But definitely check that out. There are tape, CDs, vinyls, everything you could ever ask for that from Relapse Records. As always, awesome t-shirts, so go snag a copy. The next album that came out today that I'm also very excited about is the new Mutilation Barbecue. This is their first full-length album, amalgamations of gore. This is out on Maggot Stomp, and I'm a huge fan of this band. I love this band. This is definitely one of my favorite newer death metal bands that have come out in past years. They released an EP back in 2021 on Gurgling Gore, and I also think Maggot Stomp reissued it as well. And then they also came out with a single back in 2022 on Maggot Stomp called Abortion Ambulance. And their first full-length album is very, very good. I've had this promo for a couple of months, about 2 months now. I've been listening to it a ton. I'm a huge fan of the album. I'm super excited to get my tape. It has not shipped yet. I talked to Scott from Maggot Stomp the other day on Twitter. He said they haven't gotten in yet, so if you're waiting on a pre-order, it's going to be a little while longer, which makes me sad, but that's okay. So, new video on that will be coming. I'll show off my cassette collection because I have all the cassettes, and then I'll talk about the new album, do a little bit of a review. So check out Mutilation Barbecue. They are from Cleveland, Ohio. I forgot to mention that. So Ohio death metal up in here. Awesome stuff. All right, so the next album, I had no intentions of checking this out. Just going to be very honest with you. And that is just because I am very hit or miss when it comes to Dark Throne. And this is Fenris's new album, or new band, called Coffin Storm. And they've released their debut full-length today called Arcana Rising. This is out on Peaceful Records. the buzz is all over about this. I mean, it's Fenriz. He brings the buzz with him. And there's also two other members that are very well known in the scene, Bestial Tormentor and then Apollyon. So on drums. So yeah, it's kind of a super group here. You would assume that Coffin Storm with the album cover is either going to be heavy metal or some sort of doom metal, and that's exactly what you're getting here. It is a mix of heavy metal, doom metal, and then a little bit of thrash in there, and it's an interesting release. That's, yeah. Musically, I really enjoy it. The guitars, the like doom heavy metal influences that they put in this record are very good. The vocals, though, Fenriz is really doing something very Fenriz. And the vocals are a little bit tough for me to get around, which is very hard for me to say because I love weird death metal and I love weird metal as a whole. And this is fairly weird in regards to the vocal style. Sometimes it reminds me of King Diamond, every once in a while without the falsetto. And then other times I'm like, I don't, what is this? So I need to give it a little bit more of a chance here. But that's just my first impressions of the album. Like I said, musically is very good. So that you're getting heavy metal thrown in with doom metal, which is done pretty well. So definitely check this out. I know a lot of people are talking about this album, so I wanted to make sure to get this in the video and put it on your radar if you were not familiar with it. So, and then finally, the last album I want to talk about today is, again, another album that I have not really fully listened to. I took a little peeksy-poo before I recorded this video, but I knew it was coming out today, and that is the band Vorga with their second full-length album, Beyond the Palest Star. This is out on Transcending Obscurity Records, and it's black metal. It's very good black metal. I was a fan of their first album, Striving Toward Oblivion, which came out in 2022, and Transcending Obscurity just, they put out great stuff. Like, it's a great label. If you've never checked them out, oh my God, just go to their Bandcamp and just scroll for hours and listen because they release so much stuff and a lot of it just flies under the radar. And I feel like, I'm hoping this isn't the case because from what I've heard so far, I really enjoy this. But definitely going to be listening to this today and diving more into it. So that is all that I had for today's episode. Like I said, I don't always get to everything. I know there's a couple of releases that I completely forgot about. So as always, in the comments, tell me what I should be listening to today. Tell me what you're listening to today. Tell me what I forgot. And I will see you guys in the next one.